Let's jump in. I'm a 30-year-old male. I think my fiancée is 27 years old. She's a female. And her cousin is 34. She's a female. And I think her child is mine. Now, my fiancée, Sarah, and I have been together for 3 years. She's actually my first serious girlfriend since middle school. Now, I will honestly admit, I've been a complete piece of crap with women for most of my teens and 20s and pretty much used women. I'm saying all this to explain how promiscuous I was in the past. Now, Sarah knows about my past, so she's grown to accept it. We met at work, and she hated me because she saw right through me. And after pursuing her for close to a year, she finally agreed to date. Well, and the rest of the story is history. Now, we've been living together for 2 years now, and I've grown incredibly close to her parents, too. And she also loves my family. So the past 3 years have been the best of my life, and I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with her. Now, this weekend, her cousin and her family are in town, and she's really close to her cousin Lauren. It's a miracle that I haven't met her yet. I'm always busy for one reason or another the few times that she's visited in the last 3 years. So I finally met Lauren and her husband at dinner at Sarah's parents' place. She immediately stares at me a bit wide-eyed, and I can't help but think that she looks familiar. We're all being introduced to each other, and Lauren, for the most part, seems to be acting normally, but she's still staring at me whenever she can. Now, Sarah's parents then come in with Lauren's little boy, who's 5 years old, and I'm looking at this kid and Lauren, and the only thing I can think of is this boy looks like a carbon copy of me at his age, with some Lauren mixed in. I'm suddenly starting to remember that I took Lauren home from a bar close to 6 years ago. And I also remember convincing her not to use protection after I showed her my blood work. I'm just a sweaty, nervous mess for the rest of dinner. And I think Lauren realizes from how she looked at me and the boy that maybe I realized too. And an even more crazy part is, I think Lauren was visiting Sarah the weekend I took her home. They probably had a girls' night out that weekend with her friends, and I took Lauren home. So Sarah was probably at the same bar that night. Sarah asked me if I was okay, and I just told her I wasn't feeling well. I didn't go to work yesterday, and today I just took another sick day. I just don't know what the freak to do. Lauren obviously isn't saying anything, and I have no clue if she's married at that time, and didn't want to ask Sarah because I didn't want her getting suspicious about me asking. I don't even know how I feel possibly about being a father. I'm 95% sure this kid is mine. Looked nothing like the husband. Do I just shut up? I never cheated on Sarah, obviously, but she knows how much of a player I was, and it took her a while to get past my number. I don't know how'd she react if she knows I knocked up her cousin years before knowing her. This is vain and superficial about Sarah, and I love her to death. But she absolutely hates if something is considered trashy or low class. I honestly think it's possible she'd leave me if I knocked up her cousin. I can't lose her. She literally is the best thing that's ever happened to me.